Happy holidays! Thank you so much for joining me for the mat version of the holiday stretch. We are going to be using our long foam roller, and I have my ring. If you don't have a ring, big or small is fine, or a stretchy band. You need nothing if you don't have it. We're just going to use it to do the ballet stretches, so no big deal, guys, okay, on that one. But I'm going to begin class by coming to the very end of my foam roller. I have my feet separated a little bit wider than hip width apart. Woo, I'm going to hold on to the backs of my knees. Inhale, exhale, tap my tail. Try to articulate my spine down the mat without using my hands. I'm going to adjust here so that I'm on the foam roller from the top of my head down through my tailbone. I'm going to walk in my feet a little bit. It'd be nice if they were underneath my sits bone with some inner thigh engagement. I'm finding a neutral spine here. I'm going to have a flat sacrum. So that area right behind the low back, where it's the triangle from your tailbone to your two backs of your sits bones, is flat on the foam roller. I have a slight lift, so I'm not imprinting my spine and my low back between my sacrum and my 12th rib. My shoulder blades are nice and wide. I'm letting them fall open to the side. So they're being pulled apart as they melt open. When I do this, I'm not allowing my ribs to pop up though. That'll get into my low back. We're trying to get a nice wide open feeling with this routine. So we're going to go ahead and sink the ribs down while we allow our collarbones to open, our sternum to become soft, and our shoulder blades to separate down our back, feeling the nice, could be uncomfortable massage of the foam roller. From there, I'm going to take my fingertips, I'm going to touch right underneath my pecs where my 12th rib and my sternum come together. And then I'm going to lift them straight up. Whoop, and that's where my arms are. I don't want them up here, guys. We're into our neck there. We don't want to be into our neck. From here, as if someone's holding onto my fingers and pulling them straight up, I'm going to reach my fingers straight up to the ceiling, not bringing them in, just lifting them straight up. And then I'm going to allow my shoulder blades. I'm not going to pull them around the foam roller. I'm going to sink my shoulder blades down. I'm not bending my elbows here, guys. I have a slight bend in my elbows, but the weight of my arms is pulling my shoulders down. I'm going to reach up with a slight bend in my arms. And exhale to round them over. This is your time. So we're going to inhale our arms up. Try to stay as stable as you can on the foam roller with no arms. So go ahead and squeeze in on your glutes. Squeeze in on your inner thighs. Draw in towards your midline, towards the center of your body. And try to stabilize here. It is work, but you are getting a nice stretch too, right? All those times when you asked your Pilates teacher, can't we just stretch today? Here it is. Now, on this one, we're going to reach up. Melt our shoulder blades down. Now, reach our palms up to the ceiling. We're going to open our arms to a T. My carriage, my Cadillac stop you, but open your arms wide to the side without flaring your ribs, and then bring them back up. Reach the ceiling and down and out to a T. And float up. I had to move my reformer back with my mat attachment on it, so that I could do some standing work on the floor with you guys today. So this arm's not going down as far as my other arm. No big deal. Just so you know that that's what's going down. I would love to reach my arm down further. The straighter your arm is, the better the stretch, because the more the load. Keep breathing. I'm going to bend that arm so I can get it in there. Let's do 2 more. Really allow your shoulder blades to open first, and then reach the full potential of each movement before you come back. Flow with your breath, so reach up and melt your shoulder blades down. There's no race on this, guys. And come back up. From there, we're going to take our arms to a field goal position. I'm going to flip them up. Let me real fast. I'm going to move my foam roller arms slightly so they can do the movement with you guys. Woo. Not recommended though, in case you fall off the side, right? So I feel both arms. I'm gonna flip them up to my ears. Don't allow your ribs to flare. We're still in a neutral spine. From there, I'm not moving my upper arm or bicep area. I'm just going to hinge, rotating my palms to the ground. Try to keep your arms very straight. Don't allow your wrists to flip around. Try to keep it in a straight line from your fingertips down to your elbow. Flip them back up and flip it back down. You're still allowing your shoulder blades to widen around the foam roller, getting a nice massage around those shoulder blades. Getting some nice rotation work, gentle warm-up work in your shoulders. Drop your belly to your spine. Flat out your sacrum. See if you can walk your feet together 1 inch closer. Let's do 2 more. And now we're going to flip our arms up. And as we flip our palms to the ground, we're going to leave them there. I'm going to take my left arm only and flip my palm up. So my left palm's up, my right palm is down, and I'm going to switch and switch. Again, I'm only moving I'm rotating from the bicep, so it's not moving. So I'm still continuing to allow the foam roller to widen my shoulder blades. Still wrapping my ribs. I'm still breathing, guys. Excellent. From there, I'm going to take my fingertips up out of my sternum again, and I'm going to take my right arm up and my left arm down. Only take it to right above your nose here first. Now your left arm can come all the way down to the mat and touch. Your left arm will come up and over, right above your nose. And now as you come back again, see if you can bring it past your eye, leaving your body completely still. You'll be able to tell if your spine's moving because it's on the foam roller, so you'll feel it shifting from side to side. And bring it back a little bit further. If you feel your spine shifting, you've reached your max potential for the moment for reaching your arm back. So if your ribs are shifting from side to side, go ahead and bring your arm up a little bit higher so that you can keep working in that position and work on keeping your body completely stable while rotating from the shoulder. It's a nice stretch in your pectoral muscle as well, under your arm. Walk your feet in another inch to increase the difficulty. Let's do 2 more full sets. And right arm up, and left arm up, and right arm up. Float both arms up to the ceiling. From there, we're going to reach our arms up by our ears. Reach them around to the side, palms up. Keep your palms up. Palms up, palms up. Bring your pinky blade edge all the way to your hips with your palms up. Flip your palms in to face your hips. Float your arms up. My ribs are wrapped the whole time. Biceps by your ears, wrap your ribs. Reach your arms around, palms up. So you get the nice stretch. Flip your palms. Reach it up, reach up. Biceps by your ears. Reach around, around, around. Till your hips. And up. And now let's reverse. Reach your hands down. Palms are facing your hips. Flip them up. Reach wide, wide, wide. Wrap your ribs. Biceps by ears. Float your palms up by pulling down on your lats to bring your arms up. So use underneath your arm to lift your arms. Palms down, hands down. Flip your palms. Reach up and over your head. And up. Palms face each other. Using your lats. And down. Flip your palms, and wide, circle. Flip your palms, bring them up. 1 more to your hips. Flip your palms up, reach wide, and around. Wrap your ribs, and bring your arms up. Now, I'm going to scoot back over a little bit because we're going to do some leg work. I'm going to walk my legs so they're squeezed together. We can be on our forearms. Don't squeeze in on it or round in on it. Allow your foam roller to separate your shoulder blades still. You can be on your forearm, more of a challenge on your palms, more of a challenge on your fingertips. So let's start on our forearms to begin with. I'm going to inhale. exhale, using my lower abdominals, using the scoop, I'm gonna march my right leg up to tabletop. And I'm gonna inhale to lower it, wrapping in my glutes, squeezing in on my inner thighs, and lower. And exhale, and inhale. And now that we have the movement down, check on your neutral spine. Did you lose your sacrum? Because I did when I first started. Go ahead and pull your sacrum, melt it into the foam roller. Leave that lift on your low back between your sacrum and your ribs, but your ribs are on the mat. Wide shoulder blades, nice long neck. Pulling your shoulders away from your ears, but allowing the foam roller to separate your shoulders to give you a nice open collarbone chest area. Let's do 2 more on each side. Sink your belly to lift your legs. Now sink your belly, lift your right leg, leave it there. Lift your left leg. Toe dips. Leave the same angle and the bend on your knee and lift. So you're moving your leg away from you, but it's still in the tabletop position angle of the back of your leg to your calf. Exhale to lift now. Inhale to lower. And exhale to lift. And inhale. And exhale. Squeezing your legs. Drawing everything in towards the midline. Here's 5. 6. 7. Just a few more exercises on the foam roller here, and then we're going to move on. And now, leaving your legs in tabletop. When you press one leg out, you're not going to move the opposite leg. It's going to make the challenge easier. And we want to make the challenge harder, even though this is a stretch class. So we're going to extend our left leg and pull it back in. And extend your right. Staying in neutral spine. Pop up your hands. Left and pull. Try not to look too much at the video. Take a couple glances. Figure out what's going on. Look straight up to the ceiling again so you're not cranking your neck. Can you pop up your fingertips? Keep breathing. Your breath pattern here is your choice, but please don't forget. I'm inhaling to extend and exhaling to pull. Good. Nice wide shoulder blades. Nice. Neutral spine, flat sacrum, 12 reps on. 1 more on each side. And don't drop your legs though. Now, staying in tabletop, we're going to extend both legs and pull it back in together. Squeeze your legs the whole time. Inhale and exhale to pull. And inhale. Maintain a neutral spine. If you find that that you're having trouble maintaining a neutral spine, lift your legs up higher and pull them back to tabletop. Good. Sorry, lost my fingertips. 2 more. At any time, you're welcome to drop down to your back to your palms or your fingertips. Now, inhale, exhale. Don't lose your neutral spine. Drop both feet down to the mat. Separate them out just a little bit. Rock gently from side to side. And rock off to one side, letting your foam roller release out from under you with care. Now, come back to a nice neutral spine position. Go and see if it's a little easier for you to find now that you've had the nice shoulder opening foam roller. Underneath a nice flat sacrum, nice sunken ribs, nice wide shoulder blades, soft collar, really nice long neck. From there, we're going to rock up to sitting, place the roller at the end of the mat. I'm going to place my feet underneath the roller. They're not my feet, I'm sorry. It's right behind my heel, right below my calf, behind my ankle, and that little divot at the back of my leg. I'm going to reach my hands out long. Inhale. Exhale to tuck my down. I'm going to walk back my foam roller a little bit. stays in the right position. Arms up to the ceiling, palms facing away from you. Wide shoulder blades, guys. Do not lose the wide shoulder blades. We worked so hard on it. Squeezing my legs together, wrapping my glutes. I'm pressing down on the foam roller with my hamstrings, but I'm not tucking my tail into it. So I have a nice flat sacrum, but I'm engaging my legs in this position. I'm going to inhale, exhale to curl up, reaching for the foam roller. I'm going to do the hundreds here. I'm going to inhale, 2, 3, 4, 5, and exhale, 2, 3, 4, 5, and inhale. And while I'm here, I'm not tucking. I have a nice flat sacrum. I have the tiny lift between my sacrum and my back, the bottom of my 12th rib. I have a nice long neck still. Inhale. Watch your belly drop on the exhale. Squeeze your legs. Reach strong for your feet. Engaging under your arm. And now float your arms up to the ceiling. As you rest your head, neck, and shoulders, bring your arms up. If you're able to bring them up over your head, you're welcome to, but if your ribs pop, bring them up in front of your nose. Time for roll up. We're going to use the foam roller to massage the low back of our calf while we roll up and over. We're going to inhale, reaching. When our sacrum comes up, we're going to exhale to reach over the foam roller, leaving our biceps by our ears, but getting a nice hamstring stretch. We're going to inhale to pull back. When our sacrum hits, we're going to exhale, back down. Inhale, wrapping our wrists, dropping our belly, pulling down with our sacrum. Exhale, fold over our legs. Don't collapse over your legs, guys. Reach up and over, drawing in on your lower abdominals and the round section of your low spine. Really create space back there. Get a nice stretch. It is a little bit more difficult with our feet up on the foam roller, a little different, but we are going to do fine, guys. Now wrap your glutes, squeeze, and come back down. We have 3 more. Inhale. Now inhale to pull back. And come down. Just 2 more. Let's start with our hands down by our side for a challenge. Inhale, reach, 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 just like in the hundreds position. And inhale to pull back, reaching along. Reach for your toes still, and down. And allowing your legs to roll on the foam roller. It feels nice, doesn't it? And go ahead and inhale. Reach long, and exhale down. Now, walk the foam roller in towards your glutes. Place your feet behind you, fingers up towards the ceiling. Inhale. Exhale to come up to sitting. Place your foam roller to the side for rolling like a ball. For those of us with osteoporosis, osteopenia, lower back problems, neck problems, please do not do any rolling exercises. There is a contraction exercise that you can do in place of this that we will practice first. I'm going to scoot my glutes to my heels. I'm going to pinpoint my feet in the middle so the insides of my feet are touching. My knees are separated, hopefully no wider than my shoulders is what we're aiming for. I'm going to hold on somewhere beneath my kneecap or patella and above my ankle on my shin and draw my heels in towards my glutes, rounding on my spine. Not rounding in, rounding over. So don't fold in with your shoulders, but fold over with your head so you have a nice continuous curve from the tip top of your head out through your tailbone. We're going to hold it here. I'm going to inhale. Exhale to contract. Look in between my sits bones and my heels in at the mat and release the contraction. I'm going to inhale. Exhale. Pull down on my shoulder blades, wrap my ribs, drop my belly. Pull my shoulder blades apart and release. 1 more, and then for those of us who are moving on to rolling like a ball, we'll move on. Those of us with osteoporosis, osteopenia, lower back problems, and neck problems, please continue with this contraction exercise. And now, moving on, I'm going to inhale to roll back and exhale to come forward. If you feel yourself flat tiring or your lower back flattening on the mat. Really trying to maintain a C-shaped curve. You're losing it to roll back up. When in fact, it is easier to maintain your C-shaped curve through your line. Oh, I lost that one. It doesn't count. We're going to go to 8. So if you've done one and you've lost it, go ahead and keep going. Drop in on your low abdominals. Wrap your ribs and draw your ribs to your hips strongly to keep moving. And let's do one more. Good job, guys. I'm going to wait a minute for you guys to go ahead and catch up real fast. Lower your feet down to the mat. I'm going to scoot back. We're going to come up to standing. I'm going to have my feet separated a little bit wider than my hip distance apart. If you think your hips are this wide, most likely they are not. So go ahead and make sure that you're about hip distance apart. I'm going to squeeze my glutes, draw my belly out towards my spine. Squeezing my glutes opens up my hip flexors. Wrap your ribs. Nice wide collarbone. Bring your arms out to a T, a little bit in front. Feel that someone has each wrist and they're pulling it apart. So you're really widening those shoulder blades in the same sensation that you had for the foam roller warm-up. From there, I'm going to bring my arms in front of me. Bring them in. Tap where you're starting on your 12th rib meet. Bring your arms out. This is where we're working from. When we go down and when we come up, this is where we're going to be. I'm going to crease at my sternum as if I'm peeling my spine off an imaginary wall behind me, curling up into the hundreds position. My arms are coming with my shoulders up at this point. Then I'm going to begin to articulate down. I'm doing it slowly because I'm squeezing in on my glutes so that I don't stick my booty out as I go down. I'm going to fold over my legs. It should feel slightly as if I could pitch forward at any minute, but we don't want that, okay? Now, as I begin to articulate up, I'm going to squeeze my glutes and tuck my tail. And begin to peel my spine up. Think of placing it back on the Velcro. When my upper body starts to come up, my shoulders, my hands float back up with my shoulders. Inhale. When my fingertips point towards the ground, I'm squeezing my glutes. I'm going to exhale. Squeeze your glutes strongly. That's going to keep your booty from poking out the back too far. I'm going to inhale to come back up. Tucking my tail. Squeezing my glutes. When my upper body starts to come up, my hands come up with my shoulders and I'm back up to standing. Inhale. When my fingertips point to the ground, I'm going to exhale. Squeeze your glutes to lower yourself down. This is a variation of spine stretch that is standing. Squeeze your glutes, tuck your tail, pull your hips forward and over. Just a nice stretch. Draw your belly up and in, hollowing out from hip to hip. Squeeze your glutes. Exhale, back up. Let's do 2 more. Roll your shoulders up, back, and down. Really pull your shoulder blades apart, guys. Squeeze your glutes. Inhale. Articulate down. Really enjoy the stretch. Squeeze your glutes. Press your hips open. And exhale, bring your hands up. 1 more. Hollow it out. Slight micro bend in your knees so you don't pass out. And back up. Now bring your arms out to a T. We're not separating our feet any wider for this side. I know a lot of people like to separate out to here for a nice inner thigh stretch on standing tall, but we're going to keep it pretty narrow today, just like we would on the mat. So pull it down, squeeze your glutes to open it up. The more narrow your stance is, the easier it is to keep your hips straight. I'm going to tuck my tail and articulate down, leaving equal weight in my feet, sawing off my baby toe. Squeeze my glutes. Come back up, still in the twist. Come through center and twist to the left. I'm going to begin to articulate down. As I do that, my palm flips towards the front so that my shoulders don't get too out of whack here. I'm going to come back up. My palm will naturally flip back down to the ground. I'm going to come back through center and to the right. I'm still squeezing my glutes on the way down, just like you did on the spine stretch, even though I'm twisting slightly. And I squeeze my glutes to come back up and through center. The twist is coming from my ribs, from the belly button up. I'm not twisting my hips, so I come across. Still breathing. I'm sure we're still doing that. I still have a micro bend in my knees. Through center. Good job, guys. If you've taken the time to take this class, you deserve it during the holiday season, right? And come back down. Squeeze your glutes so your hips don't go back. And tuck your tail. And all the way back up. Come back up. Good, guys. Go ahead. Grab your foam roller. We're going to come onto our mat. We are going to come into the quadruped position. My knees are directly under my hips. My wrists are directly under my shoulders. I have a slight bend in my elbows. I'm pulling the foam roller apart so that my shoulder blades are nice and wide and flat, wrapping my ribs, drawing everything up and in. I'm squeezing my glutes. And now I'm going to drop my tail and drop my head. The foam roller will pull in towards me slightly. And now I'm going to drop down, lifting my tail, lifting my head, but pulling the foam roller, keeping my wrists underneath my shoulders by engaging under my arms. Come back to neutral, pull back up into a cat, tuck your tail, tuck your head, and then come back down and lift your tail, lift your head for a cow. The foam roller will move an inch or two. This isn't a big movement one. This is more for the articulation of the spine. Wrap your ribs still, even in cow. Tuck your tail, tuck your head, and lift for cat. Angry cat. Lift your tail, lift your head for a cow. Good job, guys, looking good. Sit back on your heels, press your foam roller out. We're going to come down. I'm going to place the foam roller right on my forearm, right underneath my elbow. Right here, I'm flipping my palms away from me. So, I'm squeezing my inner thighs, drawing my abdominals up and in, wrapping my ribs. We're going to do Swan Prep here. Really draw your belly up and in. You're really going to have to engage your lats, which we just warmed up on cat-cow on this. So I'm going to inhale, begin to lift my head, flip my palms towards each other as I pull up into Swan Prep. If you feel this in your low back, draw your belly to your spine even further. If that doesn't work, keep your belly drawn towards your spine. Squeeze your inner thighs even tighter. If that doesn't work, please find child's pose. We're going to inhale and pull up, 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 up. Press down on your foam roller to engage your lats. Squeeze your inner thighs, belly to spine, wrap your ribs. If you feel your ribs impeding your downward motion or kickstanding, as you come down, please keep them wrapped. They're flaring so you can get up higher. Inhale to pull up. And exhale to pull down. Now, reach your palms up a little further in front of you. Place the foam roller on your wrist, right below your hand. Press down slightly on the foam roller, drawing your shoulder blades down your back with a slight bend in your arms. From here, we're going to float both legs up by squeezing our glutes. We're going to float our head, neck, and shoulders up slightly so that our biceps are in line with our ears. We're not going to lift our head up to look in front. We're going to leave our head, neck, and shoulders and everything in line. From there, we're going to begin to flutter just our legs. So inhale. So we're doing swimming, but only of the lower body. Inhale. Squeeze your inner thighs even tighter. Shoot energy out of your toes and out of your hands. Draw your belly up and away from the mat. And inhale. And exhale. Good job, guys. We have just one more breath. Now, press the foam roller forward. Press up into a quadruped position without the foam roller. Touch your feet together at the back. Round up into the cat. Really pull up on your lower abdominals and press back. Do not move your hands. Press back. Feel the stretch. Feel the pull. This is shove. See how far you can go, but you cannot move your hands. At a certain point, you'll notice there's nowhere else for you to go. Stay there for a second. It's a very active stretch, and allow yourself to release into a child's pose. Good. Walk yourself back. Articulate your spine up to sitting tall. From here, we're going to move our foam roller off to the side again. We're going to do some sideline legs. Just, 3 sets of 10 on each side. No big deal, guys. I'm going to come down onto my right side first. We're all going to do great. I'm going to come lying onto my arm, lifting up out of my side closest to the mat, stacking my hips by shooting energy out of my top leg. I can place my hand on the mat, but not up here. If I'm going to place my hand on the mat, bring it down in front of your belly button so that your shoulder stays down away from your ears. Shoot energy out of your heel to float your leg up to hip height. Point to kick it forward and flex to float it back. Inhale and exhale. Stay arched forward slightly on your thigh the whole time so that you're not twisting in your low back. You have the support of your hand kickstanding in front of you so that you shouldn't be twisting in your hips too much. There'll be some natural twisting in your hips as your foot goes forward and back, but we really want the momentum of the movement to come from your glute squeezing. Good. Oh, drop your hands. Here's 9. And here's 10. Belly up and in. Now I'm going to stack my feet and point them. Rock forward on your thigh slightly. Kick your foot up and flex to lower. Lift up out of your side closest to the mat so you're not sinking into the mat. Reach up, 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 and then squeeze your inner thighs to lower it. And reach and lower. Here's 9, and lower, and 10, and lower. For the last set, I was hoping to do my favorite sideline exercises that I haven't done in a while. Don't sink into your side when you come here. Still stay lifted. We're going to bring our legs to a 90 degree. So 90 degree from your body to your thigh, 90 degree from your thigh to your calf, and then flex your feet back. So they're in a 90 degree as well. Bring your feet up about 2 to 3 inches and open your legs and squeeze the top leg closed. And open. Don't rock back. There's a lot of outer glute work. Forward. 5. Good. 6. 7. Ooh, pardon my nose itches. Just 2 more. And 1 more. Good. Come up to sitting. Now to transition to the other side, we're just going to sweep our legs around, rock from hip to hip, and come to lying down. Excuse me, foam roller. Come down, lying onto your arm again. Flex your feet, rock forward slightly, lift up out of your side closest to the mat so that you feel some distance between your muscles and the mat. Float your foot up to hip height, shoot energy out so your legs are stacked. Again, kickstand your hand in front of your belly button to pull your shoulder away from your ear. Point your foot, kick it forward, and flex to pull it back, engaging your glutes. Abdominals, abdominals. Good job, guys. Doing good. Halfway there. Pull your shoulder away from your ear. It's easy to creep up on you on the second side because you're already tired from the first side. Because you already worked this side. The stabilizing side does more work than you think it does. Rock forward slightly in your thigh meat. Straight out in your low back. Now stack your feet and point them. Rock forward, kick. Don't lose that lift. And flex to lower. Float your leg up and squeeze it together. Rotate the femur and the hip sockets so you're really getting a nice workout on all your glute muscles. 5. Don't forget to keep breathing. After this, we're going to go ahead and stretch out our legs. Good job, guys. Lift up out of your side. Shoot energy out of your leg to really stretch stretch the side long. One more. And now we're going to come find the 90-degree position. Still lift up out of your side. 90 degrees from your body to your thigh to your shin. Flex your feet so they're on a 90 degree. Lift your feet up 2 to 3 inches. Open it and squeeze it shut. Rock forward on your thigh, on your bottom thigh. And open and squeeze and rotate. Good. Don't forget, we're still drawing our belly and wrapping our ribs. Doing great, guys. Here's 9. And here's 10. Good. From there, we're going to find our stretching friend. If you have a stretching friend, I'm going to stretch my right leg long. I'm going to take my left foot, place it in the ring. I flip my palms so that they're facing towards me so my shoulder blades aren't creeping. My leg is completely straight. And then I'm going to bend my elbows slightly to draw my foot closer to my nose. I'm grounding in through my sacrum so I get a nice stretch up the back of my hamstring, especially with a flexed foot. We'll take a couple more breaths here. So moving on to the IT band stretch. As my left foot's in the air, I'm going to take my right hand and flip it so the top of my hand is facing my nose. I'm going to bring my other arm out to a T, look over at my arm. I'm going to bring my foot across the body. All 12 ribs are on, but my hips floating off slightly, and I'm bending my elbow to increase the stretch. Woo! Keep breathing here. Don't lose sight of what it's worth for the holiday stretch, guys, because you've done so well this year. One more. Good. Lower your hip, bring your foot back up. Take your left hand, flip your palm so it's facing away, so your palm of your hand's facing your nose. Bring your foot out to the side slightly. Don't allow your hip to float up. So we're grounding in through our right hip, and we're bending our arm without rounding in. So nice flat shoulder blade to bring our foot closer to our head, but outside the midline of the body. If you feel your hips start to float up, draw your foot closer towards the midline. 2 more breaths. 1 more. Good. Release your leg. Place your ring right next to you. Bend your right foot. Place it flat on the mat. Take your left foot. Open your leg across it. Try to really open it. Don't allow your knee to pop up towards your face. You really want to open up, really stretching out the hip. Walk your heel of your right foot closer to your glute. Now, if you need a little bit more, take your hands and thread your left hand through your leg. Reach for the back of your right knee. Take your right hand on the outside of your knee and come right here. Do not reach for the front of your leg. Too often I see people go like this and round in like this. You can get there, sure. But what's actually a deeper stretch that I have found is leaving my shoulder blades flat, leaving my tailbone heavy, and bending my elbows wide to the side to increase the stretch. I can use my left elbow on the inside of my left thigh to press my left leg open a little wider as well. It's a gentle stretch. I'm not pressing too hard, throwing my body out of whack. Let's do 1 more breath. Good job. Go ahead and release. Locate your ring. Extend your right foot up in the ring with a flexed foot. Palms facing you. Totally straight leg. Bend your elbows. Shoulders away from your ears. Bring it up, up, up. Instead of thinking of bringing it towards your nose across the midline for like an IT band stretch, think more of pulling it right between like your underarm and your ear. Not out to the side, but just straight up. Nice straight knee. Stay here for another couple seconds. Now, I'm going to take my left palm and flip it so the top of my hand is facing my nose. I'm going to bring my right hand out to a T. Look over at my right hand as I float my right hip off. Bending my elbow. Oof, it hurts even worse on this side, guys. To pull ribs are, guys. I'm still breathing. Couple more breaths. See if you can relax into the stretch a little bit more to deepen it. Now drop that hip. Take your right hand. Flip the palms up, faces towards you. Bring your left, flex your foot some more. I already unflexed my foot to help out with that feeling down the back of my leg. Don't let that happen, guys. Bend your elbow to bring your foot up high. Really straighten your leg and bring it away from the middle line. Ground in through your hip on the left side so it's not floating up. You really want to ground in through the left side to increase that stretch. Stretching all parts of the leg. You're doing great. Let's do one more breath. Good. Bring your foot back up. Place your wing to the side. Left foot flat. Bring your right leg across, opening it out to the side. Right above the ankle so that you're not going to bend your ankle in this stretch. We really want to make sure we're getting the full feeling of the stretch. Walk your heel to your glutes. Stay here for just a second. Again, if you're looking for something more, reach your right hand, thread it through your leg, reach for the back of your left leg. Reach your other hand to the outside of your left leg. Looking for even more? Ground your tailbone, flatten your shoulder blades. If you can come here with no problem without popping your ribs, bend your elbows wide to the side to increase the stretch even further, but don't allow yourself to tuck your tail and lift up your tailbone. You want to really ground through the tailbone, feel a lot of weight through the back of your sacrum. Press in gently on the inner thigh of your right leg with your right elbow as you widen your elbows to the side if that's the full experience of the stretch for you today. Good, go ahead and release from the figure four stretch. We're going to grab our foam roller. Very important, guys. I see a lot of people that when they place the foam roller underneath their sacrum, they're sitting on the foam roller and then they're just sort of flopping back on the floor. It's not as safe for your body to do that. So what we want to do is have our foam roller nearby, press up into a bridge, place the foam roller underneath, and then find the foam roller under your sacrum. You want your sacrum on the tippy top of the foam roller, like in the center. You don't want to be back here with a flat sacrum because you're tucking. So if you can get your feet here when you're supposed to have a flat sacrum on the foam roller, your foam roller's not in the right position. Your foam roller you should really have a nice flat sacrum and your feet should be up in the air. Now I can get my feet back here, but you shouldn't be rolled over on the foam roller getting your feet back here. Does that make sense? I hope so. If not, please go ahead and message me. Saying you're on the tippy top of the foam roller is not really accurate either. Depends on your height. I have 12 ribs on. I have almost all 12 ribs on. I have my shoulder blades flat. My feet are up in the air. I'm holding onto the sides of my foam roller with my palms. My feet are straight up and down. I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to draw my feet into a frog position. I have I'm not tucking, no tucking. So you want to be in as much of a neutral spine here, even though you're lifted up onto the foam roller as possible. And press out, squeeze your glutes and inner thighs, and pull it back. And press, and pull. Good. Lots of glute work. I'm reaching my heels for where the wall and the ceiling meet. Keep breathing. And here's 10. And pull it back. And now reach your right leg up and reach your left leg long. The longer your left leg is, the more of a stretch you'll get in your psoas. Now if you feel yourself rocking like this in your leg circles, you're not using your abdominals to circle your legs. You're using momentum. So we're going to inhale, bring our leg across our body, and exhale. Lift it back up with our low abdominals. And inhale across. Here's 3. Nice wide shoulder blades. And 5. Squeeze your glutes on your stretching leg. Now when we get to 6 and it comes back up, we're going to reverse it and inhale. Reach energy out of your toes as if you're trying to draw circles on the ceiling. Inhale. Good job, guys. Doing great. Here's 5. And here is 6. And now scissor your legs in the air. Extend your right leg long as your left leg stretches up. None of this, okay? So really stabilize through your sacrum. Inhale it across. Exhale it back up. And inhale. And exhale to lift. And inhale. Inhale. Good. Shoot energy out of both of your feet to stretch your legs long. One more. And now reverse. Inhale. And exhale. And inhale. And exhale. Here's 4. And 5. And here is 6. Both feet up to the ceiling. We're going to scissor our legs. Right leg to your nose first. And switch. Very controlled. You shouldn't be rocking on your foam roller. We're stretching that, extending leg long, 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 long for a nice hip stretch. Good. Keep it going. Don't forget to breathe. Wrap your ribs, drop your belly. Good. Here's 7. And here is 8. Good. Bring your legs up to the ceiling. Now we're going to lower 1, 2, 3, and lift. 2, 3, and lower. 2, 3, and lift. Imagine that you're painting the wall with your toes, that your toes are a paintbrush, or that you have a paintbrush in your toes. Your body's not moving. The foam roller will tell on you. If you can feel your body moving up, lifting off the floor, and going back down on the floor as the movement, as you lift your legs up and away, or press them away and lift them up, then you will know that you're rocking on your foam roller. Let's keep going. I inhale my legs away. And I exhale to lift them, squeezing my glutes, squeezing my inner thigh, wrapping my ribs. Good. Here's 9. And 1 more. Stretch your legs long. And lift them back up. And now, bring your right knee into your chest. If you have hip issues, bring it to tabletop. Extend your left leg long. Don't bend it. Extend it very long. It'll get a nice, nice, nice stretch in the front of your hip. If you want, you can go ahead and hold on to your knee and pull it into your chest a little bit, very gently. Place your hands back on the sides of your foam roller. Switch your legs. Stretch your right leg long, very nice long leg, super straight, so you really get a lot of load on there. Pull your knee into your chest. Now pull both knees in, come into a tight little ball, tuck your tail here. Hold on to your foam roller on the top, nice flat wide shoulder blades. Really reach your spine down towards the mat, and very slowly, so you can feel each vertebra touch the mat, begin to roll the foam roller out. The slower you go, the better this feels. My trainer and teacher, Katie Bradley, taught me this stretch. It is my favorite. It is a favorite of my students. Very slowly, control it. The slower you go, the more your body will thank you. Ooh, that release at the end. Hold on behind your knees, leave the foam roller right behind your booty so you don't roll around on it. Inhale, exhale, roll up. Find a comfortable seated position. Take one more deep inhale and exhale. Happy holidays, guys. I hope you have a great day. Thanks for joining me.